Oh, my head. Amputation may be the only answer. I'll consider it. Not sure that it would help the butterflies fluttering in my stomach with 3-foot wingspans. Ever have one of those days that just should not even begin? What feeling I did have suggested that this was going to be one of those. No matter how much medication I consume, that mug never gets any better. The early morning sounds of the neighborhood. The urgent bird songs drowned out by the traffic and sirens, and the everyday interaction of the good citizens of the Bay City. That old girl has long since seen her best days. I wonder how she came to be living on the street. And there's a nice young man helping her with her things. Now that's not very helpful. Okay, pal. Leave the lady alone.
Lady? Mind your business, Pops, or I'll kick your ass too.
Now, there's no need to be rude. Just leave her alone and move on.
Or what? You gonna do something about it, old man?
How badly you want to find out. Why don't you put that thing away before things get a whole lot more serious than they already are?
Things are about to get more serious for you.
Now, the next part of this maneuver results in me breaking your arm. So now would be a good time for you to make nice and leave.
You son of a bitch! Who the hell are you? Some sort of low-rent superhero? You weird-looking bastard! Ah!
My questionable ancestry notwithstanding, you should start nodding your head in agreement as I ask you one final time to leave quietly.
This ain't over, old man.
Who the fuck are you? Get the fuck away from my stuff.
You know, I find it entirely possible to go through the whole day without the use of the universal adjective. Here, let me help you with your things and I'll drop you off at the shelter.
Leave my stuff alone. Shelters are for chumps. Besides, how would you know I don't live around here?
Well, you don't exactly blend into the neighborhood.
Like you blend.
I've seen that movie, and you're no Lisa.
Yeah, well, you're no cousin Vinny. Hey, instead of insulting me, why don't you give me $20 so I can go get a coffee?
Isn't it a little early for that kind of coffee?
Who asked you?
I believe that was you. I won't give you money to buy booze, but I will take you to breakfast.
I don't go to breakfast with just anybody.
What about with someone who's willing to pay for it? Come on, the farmhouse is just up the street.
Well, okay. But don't think some fabulous breakfast will get you to second base.
Darling, I ain't even in the batter's box. What was that kid after, anyway?
I guess he was looking for a jacket for the cooler weather. I just got it from this rich lady who was dropping things off at the Sally Ann. There's no way that asshole was gonna get it.
Don't you have to pay for stuff there?
Not if you help them unload their cars.
Did she also know you were helping yourself? Did she even know she was donating that jacket?
The Lord helps those who help themselves. It was in the back seat of her Cadillac. She just forgot to put it into the box with everything out. And she can afford another one.
That kid's not coming back.
No, I don't suppose he is. Thought I just saw somebody back there, but I guess it's nothing.
So why are you looking?
Well, just because you're paranoid doesn't mean nobody's following. That's all the newspaper for anyway. Guess that stuff's pretty good for starting fires.
I like to keep the clippings of the big stories from over the years. I'm kind of an archivist. You never know when something in there will be useful one day.
So, what did you do that for?
Do what?
Screw that damn kid off. Although, I gotta admit, that was a pretty cool move with the knife. But, now, why would you attack somebody who's got a knife when you're barehanded? Are you crazy?
Well, I'm a bit of a control freak.
What?
If a guy comes at you with a knife, and you give him what he asks for, it's still a guy with a knife. I figured might as well deal with the knife first.
I'm not leaving it anywhere. Fine, yeah, give the lady a hand. I got it. I can do it by myself. Don't touch my stuff.
Hey, Philip. Finally got a date. What can I get you?
Date with him? Times aren't that rough, honey.
Morning, Grace. I won't be staying, but can you get the lady a breakfast? Just put it on my tab.
Sure. Will you be by later today?
It's too early to tell how the day will unfold. One new case is at home.
What can I get you, hon?
Steak. 4 3-minute eggs over easy, and a stack of pancakes with whipped cream and some hash browns. I may need to take out the table.
So eggs and home fries. Coming right up.
Hey, wait a second. Is he a friend of yours or something?
Just a nice guy trying to do a nice thing. No sense taking advantage of him now, is there, hon?
So, how interested are you? I mean, he's not much to look at.
Ever heard of PTSD albinism?
What?
It's when someone gets sick and the color drains from their face.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he got sick a while back and the color never came back. He says monochrome. Anyways, he's not available.
Honey, all men are available.
Not that one.
right out of your face. Celebrating.
Uh-huh.
What was the occasion?
Tuesday, I guess. Any calls?
No, but the landlord dropped in, and not to say hi. He scratched off another letter.
The landlord dropped in.
Yes. Actually, he did say hi, but that was to me, because you weren't here. Although, if you were here, he would say something different to you. He's much friendlier with me than he is with you. Of course, I don't owe him money.
How much this time?
He said that he'll scratch off another letter every day. He said that if you don't have the rent for him by Monday, he'll be back with the sheriff on Tuesday.
How are collections coming?
I'm still trying to work my way through all of your notes. They're all old cases, and I'm not sure when you were working with clients and when you were working on other stuff.
Okay, well, I'll be in my office.
Okay. What time should I wake you?
Cute. Lunchtime.
I'll go down to Harpo's and get some coffee.
When I was a kid, I couldn't get enough of cop shows and murder mysteries. Put Bogey next to Bacall and throw in some mile-a-minute dialogue, and well, I was in seventh heaven. That's why I became a private investigator when I quit the force. Being a cop was kind of boring, and the pay was nothing to write home about, but I sure was proud to put on that uniform in the beginning. That is, before the accident. So there I sat in my very own office with my own girl Friday. Her name really is Friday. Waiting for the phone to ring. Now you'd think with all the crime in the streets and in the boardrooms and the divorce rate at an all-time high and the corruption at City Hall all across the front pages, a guy could get some steady work peeking through keyholes. Maybe if I bought a new trench coat and took up smoking again. Ah, well.
Boss?
We've got a live one.
What? Nice flowers.
A customer, and looks like a rich one. I got them from a street vendor.
The customer?
The flowers, not the customer.
Yeah, well, send him in.
He's a she.
What do I care? Send her in. Hey, did you make it to the coffee shop?
Oh, yes.
Oh, good. Did you...
Harpo's was very busy. There was a long line.
A long line.
Yes, I was second.
Second. Isn't that your lucky number?
Yes, it is. Actually, I started out as seventh, but then I asked the lady in front of me what she was doing there.
What did she say?
She turned around and gave me a funny look, and then told me she was there for a funeral. So, I said she certainly had on the right dress for the occasion. And then I was sixth.
The guy at the front of the line got his order?
No, the person in front of me went to the back of the line after giving me a funny look.
You know, it's not essential that you say a thing just because it occurs to you. So was the next person in line a woman too?
No, he was a man, and a really big one.
A big man?
Yes. He told me that it ran in his family, but I said it doesn't look like everyone in his family runs.
So he went to the back of the line too?
Yes. The next man in front of me turned around to see what was going on, and he was bald. So I said that man stepped outside to get some fresh hair.
Sensitive?
Not as sensitive as the couple that was left in front of me. I overheard the man saying, "That's a mistake I'll remember."
Why? What did he do?
I don't know, but I told him that there was no point in both of them remembering the same thing.
Because the wife would remember.
Oh, wait.
So then you were third.
Second.
They both went to the back of the line.
Yes. The barista asked the woman in the front of the line what she wanted. She didn't even hear him.
Why? Was it loud at the coffee shop?
No, she was too busy admiring herself in the mirror on the wall. So, to get her attention, I said that her dress looked great. Just imagine if she could find it in her size.
The coffee?
I ran out of time and I had to get back here for the client.
It's not like we've had a ton of clients lately. What made you think we'd have one this morning?
Even a blind squirrel can find the occasional nut.
Well, I guess that's true. If she's still out there, send the client in. And Friday, maybe take one more crack at that coffee.
Okay. Okay.
That'll be all Friday. Miss...
Persky. Betty Persky.
Betty Persky, really? Victor Persky's wife?
Uh-huh.
Well, that explains the expensive clothes and perfume. Victor Persky's one of the biggest developers in the country. What's his wife doing in this part of town? And in the office of a second-rate gumshoe like me. The corker is that I've spent weeks knocking on doors. Well, not that hard. But looking for a juicy case with an even juicier client like Mrs. Persky. And while I'm sitting around my office feeling sorry for myself, in she walks, as big as life, to see me. I can't wait to hear what this is all about. Hang on a second. Shouldn't Victor Persky's wife sag a bit more in the jowls? Ah, what the hell. Well, who am I to argue at a time like this?
I beg your pardon?
Nothing. How can I help you, Mrs. Persky?
Would you mind terribly if I sat down?
No, not at all. Oh, allow me.
Thank you. Did you hurt yourself?
Oh, no, I still have several other fingers at work. Now then, where were we?
Nowhere, I'm sure. You are a very unusual looking man, Mr. Chandler.
The product of a misspent youth.
I'll get right to the point. I misplaced a very expensive diamond bracelet. It was an anniversary gift from my husband.
How expensive?
Let's just say, when he gave it to me, he said it was our 1,000,000th anniversary.
All due respect, Mrs. Persky.
Betty.
Okay, Betty. Why not just go to the police? I hear they have a very extensive lost and found.
I can't go to the police.
Why not?
Because I know who took it.
What? Well, that'll make this real easy. Let's just call him up.
No, you don't understand. It was my lover. Not my husband. It was the man I love. Or at least I thought I loved. You see, we started dating about 2 weeks ago. And yesterday afternoon, we just finished, well, you know. And he said he needed to go outside, get some fresh air, have a cigarette. And then so...
And so he gives you a peck on the cheek, and you haven't seen him or the bracelet since.
Yes.
And you'd like me to find it for you. Do you know where he lives?
No.
Does the term needle in a haystack mean anything to you? Jewelry's real easy to unload in this burg.
You must help me.
And hubby's not to know?
No. He would kill me if he found out about Donald.
Your lover?
Yes. And what's worse, I'd be left penniless. It's in the prenup. You see, his mother never liked me from the beginning. My father was a steel worker from Texas.
So, you only ever met Donnie at your place. Do you think Mr. Persky suspects anything?
Oh, no. He travels too much. And when he is in town, Donnie and I just go downtown to the plaza.
I think I get the picture. I charge $300 per hour.
Here's $2,000. That's what I have on me. I can get more if you need it.
Oh, that's fine and dandy. Now then, where does Lothario live?
Donald. Oh, I see. Like I said, I don't know.
Really?
Really.
Alright, well then, how can I get a hold of you when I have to?
Oh, you can't call me. You mustn't.
Okay. I'll give you my number. Now, I need you to tell me everything else you know. Where did you meet him? Where does he like to hang out? What does he look like? You know, the dirt. I should have known at the time that I was being set up, but I was just too eager for this case, or any case. And this lady was just too beautiful to refuse her anything. Looking around, I couldn't help thinking that this was the kind of place Friday would spend time in. Sure wasn't the kind of place me and the lads would hang about in. O'Leary's and Shannon's were friendly pubs that served up tall beers, whiskeys neat, and liberal doses of philosophical posturing. Well, it was almost enough to put a man off
What's
his
your
drink.
pleasure?
I'm sorry?
What can I get for you?
Oh, Irish whiskey. Neat.
Come right up.
You're fast.
Honey, you have no idea. $12.50.
What's that?
The drink, it'll be $12.50.
Oh, right. 12.50. Really? Keep the change.
Thank you, sir.
Don't mention it. Listen, my boy. I wonder if you could do me a favor.
Anything to keep our big spenders happy.
I'm looking for a guy by the name of Donald Pulaski. I heard he likes to frequent this place with pretty ladies of the somewhat older persuasion.
Donald Pulaski.
Yeah, he's about my height, short-cut, dirty blonde hair, 20-something.
You mean Donnie?
Yeah, Donnie.
Why?
We're old school buddies, and I'm just trying to look him up. Heard he liked this place.
School buddies. You went to school with Donnie.
What can I say? I'm a slow learner.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I didn't want to mention this earlier. He recently lost a rich relative, and I'm supposed to let him know he's got some money coming.
I see.
I've been trying to track him down for weeks. If he doesn't show up at the lawyer's office by tomorrow, he's gonna lose his claim. You haven't seen him in the last couple days, have you?
I've seen him in the last couple minutes. He's right there. Across the room with a buddy of his.
Thanks.
No problem.
Now you're thinking that all I have to do is relax at the bar and wait for Donnie to get tired and hopefully drunk enough to call it a night. When he makes his exit, the private eye follows him out into the street while looking for the opportunity to pull him into a dark doorway and scare the hell out of him, make him hand over the goods. A little punk like him, it shouldn't be too tough, right? Mrs. Persky gets her bracelet back, her husband none the wiser. I get a substantial reward. The landlord gets his rent money and stops scraping my name off the front door. Friday's job is secure for a while and all is right with the world. And if you're buying that load of doodah, I'd like to hook you up with some real choice property in the Florida Everglades I know you're going to love. Sometimes I have to wonder how I got my license. Anyway, the kid must have been tipped off. He looks my way, then suddenly bolts for the back door. By the time I reached the door, Donnie was out of sight, and the alley out back was deserted. Well, not entirely deserted.
What are you doing here so soon?
I lost him.
Are you sure?
Yeah, you were right. He's really slow. So I waited just around the alley like you said, and he never came out.
That seems a little too easy. Maybe he's not the detective we think he is.
Could be. Hey, here's your bracelet.
You know what? It's costume. Keep it as a souvenir. Here's your money.
Thanks, good looking. I will see you Friday night. after the bye.
Of course.
Oh, Lord love us, my head. Yep, you guessed it. Suckered by one of the oldest tricks in the book. And there I sat, elbow deep in a pile of garbage, feeling sorry for myself. My gun was gone, the rent money was gone, and all I could do was contemplate the garbage that surrounded me. Come to think of it, why does the garbage never seem to go away? The piles never get big enough to clog the streets, but they never seem to completely disappear either. Maybe it's the city's way of controlling the rat population. Don't give them so much that they don't want to work for it, but don't starve them out and piss them off. Hell, the Public Works Department should be running the whole country. Maybe they are.
Steady. Steady there.
Thanks. Oh, my head. Oh, it's you.
Yeah, try to contain your enthusiasm. Man, people say they can smell a pig a mile away. Now I know why. What are you doing here?
Sunning myself?
At night, in a dark alley.
I was misinformed. I'm fine, and I'm not a cop. Oh. Okay, maybe fine overstates the case a little. Not bad considering I just got cold-cocked from behind. What are you doing here?
A little late evening shopping. The manager here sometimes stashes an unfinished bottle for me. No luck. Guess I'm gonna have to come back later. So, what are you doing here?
Apparently, failing to apprehend the bad guy. And if I was a cop, I'm pretty sure I'd know it. I haven't been one for 10 years. He took something from a client.
A cop?
No, the guy I was after. He's got my gun and my money. It's gonna make it harder to intimidate him and a whole lot less attractive to catch him.
Why?
Well, it's a lot easier to intimidate a guy when I'm the one holding the gun. And he took the fee I got from the client, which provided pretty much all the motivation I had to go after him.
So, what are you gonna do?
Well, I guess I should continue to look for him. Although it's gonna be tougher now that he knows I'm following him.
But, wouldn't you do it to help out a lady? And, don't you bill by the hour?
Aha, now you have a point there. She is awfully attractive. You said the manager stashes you a bottle from time to time?
Pretty regular, actually. But not a whole bottle. That'd kill me.
It would?
Yeah. When you live on the wrong side of the tracks, you can't afford to screw up. I can't get too hammered. Yeah. My world of being helpless is the opposite of being alive. Too many bad guys out there.
Well, would you have to drink the whole bottle just because you had it in your hand? I mean, couldn't you save some for later?
Oh, yeah?
Well, I've been known to enjoy the weed dram myself from time to time, but I don't understand drinking the whole bottle just because you have it in your hand.
Yeah, and I can't imagine not drinking the whole bottle once I got it in my hand.
You know, I think I'm gonna go back to the club and look for connections to Donnie. Maybe I can track him down to a less public location and discuss an arrangement with him. Hey, Friday. Yeah, Friday, listen. Friday, this new answering machine you talked me into, it's gonna make it less likely that somebody's gonna hang on long enough to leave a message. Listen, just spent some time enjoying an involuntary nap in the alley behind Scotty's restaurant. Jumped from behind and cold cocked. This case may turn out to be more trouble than it's worth. I'm gonna sleep on it. After all, she did say she had more money if I needed it. I guess I should explore that with her. Although I'm not looking forward to admitting that her boyfriend got the drop on me. I'll think about it. Perhaps you can reach out to Mrs. Persky and set up a meeting for the morning. Not too early. Mrs. Persky, how can I help you?
That's all you got? I was hoping for a better class of comfort this evening.
What are you doing here? How do you know where I live? How did you even get in here?
Not as bad as I feared. Now, where were we?
You were just about to tell me what you're doing here and how you got into my place.
Well, neither one of those questions are as important as my bracelet. Do you have it?
Not exactly. I've seen Donnie and I should have the bracelet shortly.
What did he say when you questioned him?
Our conversation didn't exactly go that way. We didn't so much as speak as make clear our positions.
I don't really understand.
Without going into all the details of my investigation, to make a long story short.
Too late.
Yes, well. Let's just say I know how to get my hands on both Donnie and the bracelet.
Well, it's important that you understand what's going on here.
I think I have a pretty good idea.
I love my husband. Donnie was a huge mistake. You must never find out about Donnie. That is more important than the value of that bracelet. I would do anything to avoid hurting my husband. Can I prove that to you?
Yeah.
Can you help me?
Do what I can.
I can never get this over. It's hard, isn't it?
Kind of hoping that you wouldn't. There it is.
What do you see? The perfect pair.
Oh, yes. I mean, you are.
I profoundly love my husband. I need you to save our relationship. Can you do that for me?
Yes. Yes, I can. It might be difficult.
There's $1,000 for expenses. Don't let me down.
How can I get a hold of you if I need you?
Oh, you still can't call me. But if you need me, just whistle.
I feel like I need a smoke. Friday, I need you to get Donnie's address for me.
Morning, boss. Sure thing. Oh, my God. Look at you. Another celebration.
Not today, kid.
Mrs. Percy called here this morning. What a coincidence. She said that she saw you last night and then said something about a raise.
Yeah, she certainly got that. Any calls?
Just one.
Oh?
Detective Sergeant Francis Michael Murphy called.
Oh. What did he want?
He wanted to see if you'd be in so we can pay you a little visit.
What did you tell him?
I tried to put him off, but he was very insistent. I thought you and Sergeant Murphy were buddies from way back.
Yeah, 7 years in the 5-2. We didn't see everything eye to eye then or now. I guess today's as good a day as any. Do you have any aspirin?
Fresh out. So what's with you and Sergeant Murphy?
You remember that redhead they pulled from the harbor Saturday morning?
Yeah. So what?
Well, I'm the mystery man they're looking for. The guy who picked her up from the club 4 hours before she was supposedly knifed to death.
Oh, boss. Oh, yeah.
Now, wait just a minute. That was all part of the investigation. She's entertained a lot of heavyweights in her time, and she knew Ray from her days as a prosecutor.
What investigation?
Anyways, I'm not actually the killer, but I'll bet that's what he wants to talk to me about. Never mind. Just buzz me before Murphy gets here, okay?
If you say so.
Such a sport.
Boss, I must introduce you around.
I heard that. Just when I thought things couldn't get any worse, they got worse. I'm not talking about the business with the police. Murph and I go back a long way. In the police academy. We even worked together out of the same squad room before I quit the force. He's coming over here to make things a little uncomfortable for me, hoping to coerce me into finding the killer for him. No, what I'm referring to is worse than having to wrestle with the police. My own secretary now thinks I'm a Saturday night special who gets his kicks by getting all tanked up and going home with the first night hag that comes my way. Not that I never overindulge, but what am I going to do? How will I ever be able to look her straight in the eye again? Yeah.
Detective Sergeant Murphy is here to see you.
Just a minute. Guess I should straighten my tie for an old friend. Damn, I wish my head would clear. Murph?
Afraid this isn't social.
So, business. Look, if this is about that hooker they pulled out of the harbor Monday morning...
What do you know about that?
I was with her.
Yeah?
And she was alive when I put her into the cab that night. She was headed uptown to the plaza, off to meet a well-placed date, as she put it. I heard that Senator Dumfries is in town for a ribbon cutting. He always stays at the plaza. Word is he prefers his romance without strings, if you know what I mean. You should check it out.
Okay, we'll look into that. You're always good at connecting the dots. But I'm not here about that.
News about Ray?
I don't deal in cold cases, and neither should you.
It's not cold to me. If not that, then what?
You know a woman by the name of Betty Persky?
Rings a bell? Why? She's not dead, is she?
Don't play games, pal. Look, the boys upstairs sent me to deliver a message to you because they figure you listen to me.
Oh, the boys upstairs, huh? Well, I'm listening.
Let's just say now there's 2 cases you shouldn't be tinkering with. This business you're into with the Persky woman is a whole lot bigger than you think.
What thing? A rich woman fools around on her husband, lover boy turns out to be a scam artist, and some very expensive piece of jewelry goes missing? It's nickel and dime stuff, Murph.
That's what you're supposed to think. But believe me, there's a whole lot more going on here than you know.
You know, figuring out what's really going on is sort of what I do.
They don't want you stepping on the wrong toes again.
Who's they? And what wrong toes? Look, I'll walk on my tippy toes if I have to. And if that don't work, I'm real good at polishing shoes. What do you want from me, Murph? I got bills to pay, and an employee you can't live off of if come. Mrs. Persky pays real well.
Find another way. I want you out of it now. And I don't like repeating myself.
Okay, Murph. Okay, I'm out.
Good. Let's go.
Nancy, wait, please. Detective Chandler. Thanks. Hi, Nancy. I didn't say police detective. Okay, fine. Listen, I got another one for you. The name's Donald Pelasco. I know, but this is important. No, it's not about that. Look, this is the first live case I've had in a long time, and one that Friday won't have to chase the money for when it's done. Yep. Oh, really? Just the address? The usual spot? Say, in 10? No minutes. Don't you get a coffee break in the office of the prosecutor? Who's your favorite brother-in-law? I understand. Just let me know when you've got something, okay? Thanks. You're the best. Pig's eye, I'm out, Murphy. That son of a... Are they gone?
Almost.
Good. Get in here. What did he mean by that?
By what? Who?
Murphy. See you then?
Oh, I don't know. Some people say that, you know. Goodbye then.
Well, did you get any aspirin yet?
And miss all the excitement? I don't know what you said to Sergeant Murphy, but you can literally find egg on the top of his head when he walked out of here.
Yeah, well, my hair's a little singed, too. You know, he came here to warn me off of that Persky file. It's all worked up over what should be a nothing case. It's almost like he was scared of something. I've never known Murphy to be scared of anything, let alone headquarters. Of course, he doesn't care how much we need to work.
Sorry, boss. It could be more new business.
New business?
Nope. It was your sister-in-law, Nancy, from the prosecutor's office.
You know I only have one sister-in-law, right?
Yes. Well, she said she has something for you, and it's on her way here now.
Splendid.
Where to now?
I'm off to burn the butt of one Belfast boy in blue.
Alliteration, boss.
Ah, well, took a night course in English at the college. If anyone calls, you never heard of me. I'll check in later. I wonder why it always seems that no one can put you off like a friend can. And I was hot, boy. How dare Murphy order me off my own case? He clearly doesn't understand how badly I need the money from the wealthy Mrs. Persky. She's actually paying in advance. I've got a practice to maintain. What would Friday do if I couldn't keep the business going? I made a promise to her mom. I guess I gotta get better at collecting the money that old clients owe. And Murphy's got to know how I take bullying tactics, especially from him. I can't believe it. Anyway, I made up my mind to get to the bottom of whatever was going on. Even if it meant I'd be hanging my shingle outside the men's room at Union Station when it was all over. No pal of mine was going to lean on me and get away with it.
No sheet on the guy. Here's his DMV file. Can't say for sure whether or not the address is current. You may have heard not everyone plays by the rules.
Thanks, Nancy. You don't know what this means to me.
No charge. At least this is for a real case.
I only ever work on real cases.
I suppose so.
An attorney heads off to prosecute her first real big case against the leader of a white supremacist group and never shows up at court? Still sounds like a real case to me after all these years.
Accidents happen.
In 2008, there were 37,422 traffic fatalities in the United States.
Yeah?
Only 3.4% of those were hit and run.
So?
So Ray was over 100 times more likely to die from the flu than from a hit and run.
You could be hit by a bus right now walking back to your office.
Wishful thinking?
You know that's not true. As weird as you've become, Ray loved you, so you can't be all bad. I just hate seeing you waste time trying to solve the unsolvable.
It's only unsolvable until it isn't. I will find the answers.
Ray was certainly right about one thing. The best way to get you to do something is to tell you not to do it.
You know, I take some comfort from speaking with you about Ray. Somehow makes me feel closer to her.
I know. Me too. Take care of yourself.
Anyway, I headed for Donnie's place in hopes that he sleeps in so that I can get the drop on him this time.
Stay right here. Waldorf, Sounder, check the other bedroom.
Hey Murph, this will be a fun one for you. It's an Isidore Fink.
Stay right here. Don't let him leave, boys. Isidore Fink, huh? This looks like the body of Donnie Palasko with 3 bullet holes in it.
Isidore Fink. It's just a theory I'm trying on for size. How do you know Donnie Pelasco? Who even called this in?
Never mind that. I'll ask the questions. What do you know about this, Chandler?
Like I said, Isidore Fink. You know, the crime that's the riddle. Door locked from the inside. Window nailed shut from the inside. Body with 3 bullet holes in it. And no gun to be found. I'm surprised I didn't hear the shots. Body's still warm.
I noticed that. Oh yeah, I remember that. Isidore Fink. The insolvable case. What's your connection to Plasko?
None really. Just following up on a lead.
A lead to where? Surely not the Betty Persky bracelet.
I wish you wouldn't call me Shirley.
Knock it off. Where's the gun?
Like I said, Isidore Fink, it's not here. At least I can't find it. And finding things is what I do.
I know what you do. But what you don't do is recognize good advice when you hear it. You're still on that Persky case, aren't you?
The guy's gotta make a living.
Grab him, boys.
Wait just a minute.
I'm not gonna do that. It's already been done. But I will throw you in the slam for obstruction if you come near this case again. Are we clear?
Crystal.
Let this dope go, boys.
Be seeing you, boys.
Good afternoon, City Morgue. You stab him, we slap him.
Friday, I thought we weren't going to do that anymore.
I'm just trying to throw the landlord off if he calls.
But what if I was a client?
You can't be the client of your own firm.
No, I mean, what if this was a prospective client call?
Not much chance of that. You and the landlord are the only 2 people who still use a landline. What's up, boss?
Well, Donnie is no longer a lead to the bracelet. He's with the Angels or otherwise.
Yeah, I heard.
You did? How?
Yeah, it's all over the news. Died mysteriously or something.
All over the news already. Man, things sure are moving fast these days. Well, I found him in his apartment, but no sign of the bracelet. It seems like whoever took out Donnie tried to separate him from the jewelry and got carried away. Although I'm still trying to square away some details of the murder. If something looks like it couldn't have happened, probably didn't. At least, not in the way that you think. Crime scene just didn't add up.
Who would want to kill Donnie?
No clues at the crime scene. Although the Academy teaches that the most likely killer in a love triangle is the injured party.
Why would Donnie kill himself?
I don't mean Donnie. He's not the injured party.
Well, dead seems pretty injured to me.
I'm referring to the husband on whom Mrs. Persky was cheating.
Mr. Persky? Really? He always looks so nice in the news when they interview him.
The magic of television. Think about it this way. His wife cheats on him and a very expensive piece of jewelry goes missing. Either one would brown off most husbands. Although it is just circumstantial. I think it's time I paid a visit to the one who's really paying the bills here. More ways than one.
Who? Oh, wait, I see. Didn't Mrs. Persky say that she doesn't want you to contact her?
Yeah, well, things have just changed. This has just graduated from larceny to murder. Besides, cops won't be able to connect the dots on this case if they don't know what I know.
Let me see if I can locate him, just so you're not chasing
Yeah, good idea. Meanwhile, I'm gonna head over to their condo. I hear they keep a unit in Big Harbor. I'll check in later.
Isn't that a secure building?
Yep. Big Harbor. Home to people who don't have to ask what it costs to live there. Big enough that not everyone knows everyone else. I'm kinda counting on that. Kinda like owning a house with a pool. The only thing better is being friends with someone who does. Or at least appearing to be friends. Finally, my pass showed up. I wondered what took so long to get out of the car. What was that about? Ah, finally. Good afternoon. Oh, was it a good shopping day?
Yes, actually it was.
Yeah, no, let me help you.
Oh, thank you, young man.
Oh, I'm going up there.
The only down thing about Costco is that I end up buying a life supply of everything. Good thing I've got the card.
My pleasure, man.
Are you new to the building?
Just moving in. I'm just here to measure for some furniture. What floor do you live on?
The 16th. Well, the 15th, actually. You know, they never number a floor as the 13th. Superstition, I guess. So, above, all the numbers are altered. What about you?
I guess things aren't always what they appear to be.
You're moving into the Watsons' old place on the top penthouse level.
Well, as a matter of fact, I am. Are the residents on that floor as kind as the ones on the 16th?
There aren't as many because the units are larger. Don't get me wrong, they're very nice. But they're 2 stories, and that's not for everyone. There are the Wismers, the Perskys, and of course the Greens. Betty and I went to high school together.
You mean Betty Persky?
No, Betty Green. I don't know the Perskys very well, but I think her name is Margaret. Anyway, there are a bunch of us here called the Old Dolls, and we get together every Friday afternoon for a happy hour around 4 o'clock. Everybody brings their own drinks, but you supply an hors d'oeuvre to share. You and your wife should join us.
Well, it does sound like fun. I believe we're moving in next to the Perskys.
That's right. The Watsons were in Penthouse 1-2, right next door to the Perskys in Penthouse 1-1.
I see. Well, the happy hour sounds like fun. I'll make sure that we get to it. Well, this is your floor.
Oh, thank you. I can take the cart from here.
Are you sure?
Yes, the cart will just be fine. Now, don't forget to push the button for your floor.
you doing here?
Looking for you.
You cannot be here.
Why? Is your husband here?
Well, he's due home from the airport any moment now. And you know, I don't want to have to explain to him who you are.
Yeah, where's he coming from?
He was in a conference in New York. Why?
Seems that Donnie got bumped off. And being the curious sort that I am, I'm exploring the more than reasonable possibility that he was killed by a jealous husband. Any ideas?
If my husband knew about Donnie, I'd know. Believe me, he is not the silent type. Besides, he's been in a conference in New York all week.
You're sure?
Yes. I just watched him being interviewed on television last night.
I can confirm that.
By all means. But don't waste a lot of time on it. You still need to find my bracelet.
Yeah. Where were you last night?
I was at the theater till about 10. Then I came home. Hence, I watched the late news of my husband being interviewed. Now you need to leave and find my bracelet, or tell me you're off the case, and I'll find a more focused private eye who appreciates the considerable financial rewards for doing what the client asks.
Okay. I'm on it. Just need a couple more days.
Hi, Grace. Do you think I could use your phone?
You still don't have a cell phone?
A long story. You mind?
I don't know.
Good afternoon, City Morgue. You kill 'em, we chill 'em.
Friday.
Sorry, boss. I'm having too much fun with it. I'll quit soon. Oh yeah, I checked up on Mr. Persky. He's due back in New York this afternoon.
That's what Mrs. Persky said.
Were you speaking with her?
Yeah, I went over to the condo.
You didn't see Mr. Persky, did you?
No, I spoke with the client. Why?
Well, she was very clear on keeping this whole situation from her husband.
Yeah, she was equally clear this afternoon. I came very close to losing this case.
Not much chance of that.
Why? What do you mean?
Well, she needs you. Who do you think has the bracelet now?
Well, according to Betty, Mrs. Persky, the husband still doesn't know anything about the affair or the bracelet. So whoever bumped off Donnie must know something about the bracelet. I guess Loverboy's inquiries into a good fence weren't sufficiently discreet.
So, where to now?
I'm not sure. Friday, if you stole a piece of jewelry, what would you do with it?
Boss, I wouldn't steal.
Of course not. But what if you did? You wouldn't wear it, would you? An expensive piece like that?
Maybe.
Okay, well, let's just imagine that you wouldn't. What would you do with it?
Take it to a fence, like you said, I guess.
Okay, but what if it was a very expensive piece
Downtown,
of jewelry?
the dock area. Why?
Okay, well, what if it was so high value and so hot that you wouldn't want to hold on to it a second longer than you had to? Who would you take it to then?
Well, the first name that comes to mind when you want to make a quick and quiet transaction is Alfie. Alfie the peddler.
That's my girl Friday.
Boss, I told you not to call me that anymore.
Sorry, kid. Lost my head.
But didn't I read that Alfie is a real bad guy now?
Yeah, he's into some real bad stuff now. And he's managed to avoid prosecution for some pretty gruesome treatment of some customers who didn't pay as quickly as he thought they should.
Yeah, I heard that. He's a real bad guy now, boss. They say that he's got a real volcanic personality. Maybe Murphy's right. Maybe you should look for the bracelet somewhere else.
Perhaps. Some things never change. I knew where I could find Alfie, even though he was into bigger things. When I got there, the lady behind the counter told me Alfie probably wouldn't be around until after dark. I asked her to forget that I was there, left her a tip, and drove back to the flat to kill a few hours. And a bottle. Pick up some bread I stashed there and try to shake this headache. I think I invented the long-distance stakeout. About 7 o'clock, I hitched a ride with my brother-in-law back to the 147. My headache wasn't so well medicated that I'd foolishly entertain the idea of driving myself. When I got there, I began to worry about the quantity of alcohol in my system. Ah, well, the ship had sailed on that issue. After all, I did get a ride. But I wasn't prepared for what I saw when I rounded the corner.
Hold it. Stop right here.
Hey, we take tips, you know.
Well, look both ways before you cross the street.
Asshole.
This is not necessary. Hey, come on, guys. No, come on, Alfie, come on, man. You guys have no idea who I am. Alfie, get these guys off of me. Come on, man. Stop it here, man.
Brothers.
Alfie?
Hey. Long time, no? Please, take a seat.
Oh, that's okay. I won't be staying long. If you'll excuse me, I just gotta go get my shoelaces pressed.
I insist.
Well, I guess I got a few minutes. It's been a couple years since we talked, I guess. How have you been?
Not too bad. But business is not what it used to be. Here, hold this.
You're telling me. Although I hear you've expanded your business interests.
Want us to keep up with the changing times. Flipping your game makes you harder to be found.
Say, you remember my secretary, Friday?
Friday. Yeah, I remember her. Cute. But unusual. Why are you looking for her?
Yeah, she's unique. Smarter than you might think. Have you seen her lately?
Not since the last time I was at your office. What are you looking for?
Oh, nothing important.
So, what's the word on the street?
Not much happening. What are you looking for?
It's a diamond bracelet. Real big, real hot. You seen it?
If I had, why would I tell you?
Gotta get my hands on it for a client. Belongs to the first paying client I've had in a while.
That sound that you heard was not me falling off the back of a turnip truck. You know what I do for a living. Now why would I do you that kind of a favor? Why would I let you in on the best investment opportunity I've had in weeks? The thief is an idiot and has no idea what he's got. I'm gonna score this baby for a song.
Well, it ain't the stuff that dreams are made of. And that 2-watt bulb has just amped his way up to murder. He bumped off the original thief when he took possession of the bracelet. Although I'm still not sure how he did it.
Sounds like an entrepreneur. I might have some work for him.
Now listen, I'm gonna do you a favor.
Oh yeah?
Well, if that's okay with you. This morning I got paid a visit from a local police detective who put the strong arm on me to back off of this one. He as much as threatened me with my license if I didn't.
If that's so, how come you're sitting here talking to me about it?
Because this particular police detective goes by the name of Murphy, that's why. And I'm a little ticked off.
Your old pal Murph. So what's his beef?
He says there's a whole lot more to this thing than meets the eye, private or otherwise. If I don't just up and walk away from it, some very important people downtown are going to be real unhappy with me, and probably anybody else mixed up in it.
I see.
It seems that this Donnie character has somehow heisted his way into the big leagues. Only some of the players don't want their names appearing in the program. They apparently feel strongly enough about it that the petty thief formerly known as Donnie bit the big one this afternoon. I found the body.
So you think that the cops knocked this guy off? I thought you said it was his other guy.
Still open questions. All depends on who has the bracelet now. The way I see it, if these players are big enough to make waves downtown, it's very likely anybody else mixed up in it is going to have a hard time coming up for air, including the fisherman who reels in the goods, if you catch my drift.
So you think that this is all some kind of a setup and that I'm playing into somebody else's hand?
Could be, my friend. How do you see it? Who knows? Maybe you're even supposed to be in on it. Either way, I'd say you're taking a pretty big risk.
You might be ringing some bells here. I did hear about an investment opportunity, but it wasn't from a Donnie. But how is helping you gonna help me?
Let me take your place at the meet.
What?
If it turns out to be on the level, I'll cop the bracelet. Then you and I can make a deal based on whatever the reward turns out to be. Either way, you're next out of the noose. And at least you and I can come out a little bit ahead.
So we get to split a questionable reward, and you get to rub your old pal Murph's nose in it. Is that it?
Whoever this guy is, he's already demonstrated an unusual skill for killing. It's a scary business, Alf. My way, we both come out ahead.
And how do I know that you're on the level?
Well, you're just gonna have to trust me on this one. In all our dealings when I was on the force, did I ever steer you wrong?
No. Not that I know of. But I was young and naive then, and you were in a uniform.
Well, there you have it. So, what do you say?
You better be being straight about this.
You want to check it out? You still got a line downtown, don't you?
One more thing.
What's that?
I'm gonna need you to get some information for me.
Like what?
There's a nice house up on the ridge. It gets a lot of visitors on a Thursday.
Yeah, I know the place. Thursday is bread day at Mama Rose's. Only the lucky few get to pick up a loaf. Her bread is very good.
And sometimes a loaf of bread has more than bread in it.
Yeah? Mama Rose does seem to hold a lot of influence in this town. You know, her neighborhood's the only one that doesn't have to put the garbage out to the curb.
One of the periodic visitors is of particular interest to my business. Refuses to come to a meeting. I need you to tell me when he leaves.
How will I know what he looks like?
I think you'll recognize him from his pictures in the paper. Related to a certain ribbon-cutting ceremony.
Senator Dumfries?
You're smarter than you look.
What's your interest in him?
Now you're not looking so smart. Let's just say that the good senator might need some help carrying his loaf, if you get my drift.
Well, why don't you go on bread day and meet the senator there?
The old girl doesn't invite me.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about that little run-in you two had.
A complete misunderstanding. Do we have a deal?
You know my relationship with Mama Rose. Do I need to tell you what would happen if she found out I was there to help you?
And do I need to tell you what would happen if you disappoint me?
Okay. It's gonna be difficult to do it without Mama Rose figuring out what's going on. She doesn't miss anything.
Bruno, give Philip a buck so he can call someone who cares about difficult.
All right. Where is this meet supposed to take place?
The guy that you're meeting is called Cedric. We're gonna be meeting at the back door of an abandoned warehouse next to the Henry building over on 17th.
Yeah?
Friday night, 10 o'clock. He says that I'll be wearing a lot of...
Don't worry about that. There won't be many guys wearing jewelry in that neighborhood at that time of night. Does he know what you look like?
Never met the guy. Anyway, he wasn't expecting me. One of my guys. I don't take meetings like that anymore.
Yeah, of course not. 10 o'clock. Great. Well, I gotta run. Here, buy yourself a coffee on me.
Sit down. Do you remember what I said when you asked me if I was finished with you yet?
I didn't ask you. Oh. Are we done here, Alfie?
Much better. A long life is all about respect. I'll be in contact soon.
Give me a call at the office early next week. Not too early.
It might be helpful to know what car Senator Dumfries is driving. I'll expect a call from Mama Rose's as soon as the good senator concludes his business.
Okay, pal. Who are you? Why are you following me? Come on, you bum. Who told you to follow me? What do you know about the bracelet?
I don't know nothing about a bracelet. I was just told to follow you and report to where you went.
Why, I oughta. Who hired you?
I was hired online. Told to report to a phone number and leave a message. Payment comes in cash in the mail.
What do you mean, hired online?
You know, the internet. You look too young to be a dinosaur.
Never mind that. Does the name Murphy mean anything to you?
Never heard of him.
Well, I'll make you a deal. You stop following me, and I won't break your legs. Got it?
Yeah, got it.
Go on. Get out of here, you bum.
Now I wonder who wants to keep an eye on me. If he's not connected to the bracelet, then what? I wonder if I'm getting closer to Ray's killer and don't even know it.
More pressing matters.
Now what's Alfie's interest in Senator Dumfries' comings and goings? Why does he care when he leaves with his loaf of bread from Mama Rose's? I wonder what will be in his loaf. Is this connected to the dead hooker? Ah, well. I haven't been to see Mama Rose in quite a while. I'll get Alfie his information of dubious value and enjoy a good lunch in the bargain. As I pulled up in front of Mama Rose's place, I paused to watch a steady stream of people coming and going. The Thursday tradition was still going strong. There was the milkman, the mailman, and the gas meter reader. Then one of the neighbors walked across the street to Mama Rose's place. I started to get concerned that Mama Rose would run out of bread before I got mine.
Hello, Victoria. Please come in. Tayeb.
Yeah.
That's it. All right, Philip? You don't look so good.
I'll be fine.
So we haven't seen you for a long time.
Yeah, I've been real busy.
I'm busy for family. You don't show respect.
You're right. I gotta fix that.
Okay, so go in, say hello to Mama Rose.
He called you that? To your face?
Hey, what's up with that?
I asked him to pick up some canned plum tomatoes on his way home from work, and he forgot.
Couldn't he just go back out and get some?
Oh, the stores were closed by then.
Closed by then? What time did he get home?
It was almost 11.
11? I thought he worked days at the factory.
He does. Then he teaches driving lessons for extra money so we can replace the carpets with wood floors.
He's got 2 jobs and you yelled at him because he forgot the tomatoes. Really?
He just doesn't listen.
Nobody should call someone that. But if you don't want to be called that, you shouldn't act like one.
Il finti, Mama Rose.
Hi, Val. Grazie. All right, Philip?
Yeah, well,
Finally, you come to see me. You stayed away a long time. I don't understand. It doesn't was like this before. You used to come all the time.
I'm fine, thanks. And things aren't like they were before. Everything's changed. I'm alone now, and...
So that's why you don't come to see me? You don't respect me? You know, when I die, I'm not going to have an open casket. If you don't come to visit me now, you won't get to see me when I'm dead. Sit.
Minestra. You're right. I need to take more time for the important things.
My children see me every week.
Mine too. Although they tire me out, I don't sleep like I used to.
Me too. I'm up by 5 every morning.
I'm up by 3.
I don't know when was the last time I slept.
Good morning, Mama Rose. Your kitchen smells beautiful as always. You'll be very pleased to know that the plans for the community park are coming along nicely.
Hello, counselor. You know, kids can't play on plans. When will the plans become a playground?
The vote will be taking place next Monday with the council's recommendation, so I don't think we have anything to worry about.
Oh, I'm not worried about City Hall. When will my grandchildren be able to play in the park?
Probably before school end.
No park, no bread.
Oh, thank you. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Here you go, Mrs. Spaghetti.
Thanks, Mama Rose.
Have a nice day.
You too.
What's going on with you?
Nothing unusual. Just trying to make a living as a private gumshoe.
Are you working on a case, or are you wasting your time trying to answer questions that can't be answered?
Yep.
Which?
Both.
Does the case pay real money at least?
Yep.
So why are you wasting your time?
Rachel was my wife.
She was my daughter, my little girl.
I know.
Sometimes an accident is just an accident.
True. And sometimes it's not.
What about Friday? How's she going to make a living if she can't pay her bills?
I'll take care of her.
You have to. You know, she's not right in the head. Poor thing.
I know.
Ah, Judge Hardy. Nice to see you. All right?
I'm great, Mama Rose. Oh, the smell of fresh baked bread fills your lovely home as always. How are you?
Not too bad. My hands are sore from all the knitting, but I have grandchildren who need hats. What are you to do? I like that you gave that bank robber a good sentence. People like that shouldn't be on the street. You know, there were families in that bank when he pulled out his gun.
Yes, he's a very scary man, and he's going to have to learn to behave around people before we let him out again.
He's not educated, you know.
Well, he will get some help with that.
Oh, I don't mean school. A girl has to grow up too quickly to be a woman, but a mother has to make her boy into a man. Their mothers didn't teach them right.
I couldn't agree with you more. Thank you for the lovely bread. It's the best part of Thursday. We'll see you soon.
Good morning, Your Worship.
Good morning, Senator. Are you in town for the ribbon cutting?
You bet. Nothing more important to our community than the launch of a new business and the jobs it creates.
Absolutely. I'll see you there.
Mama Rose. My favorite part of coming to my riding is a chance to visit with my most important constituent.
Any of those jobs going to be full-time?
They haven't finalized the staffing yet.
Well, maybe you shouldn't finalize the ribbon cutting then.
Now you know it doesn't work that way.
Maybe it should. You know what they say. You get what you pay for, Senator.
Perhaps so. Well, have a good day, everyone.
Can I use your phone, Mama Rose?
Sure, honey. It's right there. Why don't you have a cell phone like everyone else?
I'd rather not be tracked by the feds. No offense, Senator.
None taken, young man.
Yeah, he's on his way. Dark gray Buick. Thanks, Mama Rose. Well, I see you're still getting visits from the VIPs of our fine city.
They like my bread. What was that about?
Oh, it's just business. And sometimes a loaf can hold more than bread.
And sometimes a loaf of bread is just a loaf of bread. You don't have to be a detective in my kitchen.
I'll get that. Mama Rose's place? Yep. Okay, shoot. Friday says hi. She says she can't wait to see you, Friday. You're seeing her on Friday?
Don't say Mama Rose's place like that. You make it sound like a restaurant. Tell her I'm bringing pastizzi for dinner.
Did you hear that? She says she can't wait. Thanks, Friday.
At least I'll know she'll have had one good meal this week. More soup?
No, I gotta get going.
Have more soup. You have to have more soup. You're a growing man.
Well, I will be if I keep eating. Thanks for the lunch. The minestra was great, as always.
Here, honey.
Thanks.
It's special for Friday. Make sure she gets it. And next time when you come to visit us, then you get a look for yourself.
Will do. Saha.
Ciao.
hell are you doing here?
Oh, Sadie. Drank the whole bottle.
Feeling like a child who can never find the way it will sail on. Crying like a baby, I open my door and you said it.
Friend. Robbers.
Talk about it?
It's all right. We already closed that door. I think we just head back to my apartment. Drink some amber comforts and thoughts.
I'm not Amber, but I'd be happy to share your thoughts. And I will maybe have other things. Like you said, restaurants closed for the night. Come on.
It's no Redbreast single pot still, but perhaps a better choice for tonight.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Want to talk about it?
I found a note under my door tonight. It was from Sadie.
The homeless woman? What did she want?
The note said she had some information about Rachel's death.
Really? Does she really know something, or is she just angling for another free meal?
The note said she didn't want to keep the secret any longer.
What does that mean?
Don't know. By the time I found her, it was too late.
Too late for what?
Somebody got to her with a lead chaser.
She was shot? Dead? You sure?
The boys who put her into the body bag seem to think so.
Oh, that's awful.
She used to tell me that she couldn't risk getting too drunk for fear of some bad guy taking advantage of her. I guess she had too much of a good thing tonight. It's just so frustrating when an innocent person dies because she got too close to a bad situation. I don't know if I can do this anymore. Chasing some nickel-dime thief just to pay the rent, and I still don't know the truth about Ray? What's the point?
Will you ever? How long has it been now?
It's coming up on 10 years. Seems like forever, but feels like yesterday. Murphy calls it a cold case, but doesn't feel so cold to me.
Of course not.
Ray changed my life twice. My old man used to say that if I did anything, I should strive to be the best. Turns out my reach did exceed my grasp. My report cards used to include the comment, "Keep up the fair work." Not that it was all that important, but by the time I was 16, I was trying to come to grips with the idea that what I was best at was being pretty average.
Is being average all that bad?
It is if you're my father's son. And then I met Ray in 11th grade English.
You married your high school sweetheart?
She used to sit in the desk right in front of me. She just emigrated from Malta a couple years earlier with her family, still trying to master the language. She was an exotic beauty with a killer smile. She'd taken to dropping her pencil in the hopes that I'd notice and pick it up for her.
That's sweet.
I never noticed the pencil, but I sure noticed her. Ah, it was swell. This beautiful girl was interested in me. I was no longer average. The rest of my life was perfect. Until it wasn't. I need to know why.
Weren't you on the force then?
Yeah, that's the worst part about it. I should have been there to protect her. But the facts just didn't add up. The other car was stolen. The guy driving it disappeared into the crowd.
Will you ever solve it?
Who knows? What's rent money when the most important case of my life remains unsolved?
It's important to your landlord. And what about Friday?
Yeah, there it is. That sweet kid loves her job. You know, there's a whole lot more to her than most people think.
I know. Does it have to be one case or the other?
Having a hard time getting worked up over some rich dame's jewelry when I could be getting closer to Ray's killer and don't know it.
I get why Rachel's case is so important to you. But what do you really know about it?
Well, she was off to prosecute this big case against some real bad guys when she was killed in a car crash by a driver who apparently doesn't exist. I just can't shake the feeling that Senator Dumfries is somehow involved. And a homeless person gets killed trying to help.
So you have some pieces, but you're not close. Is that it?
Well, that's the thing. You never really know how close you are until you find what you're looking for. The answer could be under the next rock or in the surprisingly sharp mind of a homeless alcoholic.
Well, it seems to me that a guy who would work all these years to get justice for the woman he loves would also be the same guy who would take care of Friday, solve the case in front of him, and pay the bills.
What do you want from me?
It doesn't matter what I want. The question is, what do you really want?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Good morning, farmhouse. Oh, hi, Friday. Yeah, he's right here. An early morning breakfast. I know, first time for everything. What's that? Okay, I'll tell him. All right, see you soon. Bye-bye.
Friday may be a better detective than I am.
She was concerned when she didn't find you at home, so she started calling around. She says your client is on her way into the office. Sounds pretty serious.
It's more serious than Mrs. Persky thinks. Something about this case that she's not telling me. I'm gonna find out what it is. I need to wrap up this case and move on.
You sound pretty clear on that. Want me to make you some breakfast?
No time. Besides, you've already been a big help. My head feels more clear than it has in a long time. Thanks for being there for me.
Anytime,
Morning, boss. Did you have a good night?
Yeah, a great night. Why? Never mind. Is she...
Philip, I just came to see...
Never mind that. There's a lot going on here that just ain't square.
Philip, you seem upset. I don't
Well-
understand.
Well, that just goes to show that appearances aren't always deceiving. But you are.
Philip, I thought we had something special.
Now you listen here, sister. I won't play the sap for you any longer. This whole thing just doesn't add up. Your boyfriend steals your bracelet. You want it back, but your husband can't know. And then I get knocked out in the alley. And the cops want me off the case. That doesn't make any sense. And your boyfriend turns up dead. Jealous husband? Murphy's higher-ups? Or maybe just another small-town crook playing out of his league? How do I know there even is a bracelet? Before I spend one more day on this thing, I need to know, is this case real or not?
Philip, you're upset. I understand. This has been more difficult than I could ever imagine.
You're telling me.
Listen, I will tell you, the bracelet is real, and your continued search for it is more important than anything for both of us. You may not understand that now, but soon you will. Please do whatever it takes to find my bracelet. I beg you.
I don't know if I can do that. I'm supposed to meet the guy who took it from Donnie.
Do you think he's the one that killed Donnie?
Probably.
Well, he's already killed once. Please be careful.
Careful is who I am. But sometimes it gets in the way.
Well, maybe we should invite the cops in on this one.
I think I've had enough police help to last a lifetime. I'm gonna meet this guy on my own terms.
When?
Tonight. At 10. It started raining 5 minutes after I left the office. Looking back on the past few days, it somehow fits. All I needed at that point was for Murph and his cronies to show up. I wanted to get there real early to make sure I had the drop on the situation. If this guy did knock off Donnie, he might still be in the mood for a scrap. It didn't occur to me that the crook's crook would be late. It was almost 10:30, and still no show. What was he up to? The only thing I hate more than an incompetent thief is a crafty one. What if he was on to me? Worse still, what if Murph had got to him first? I figured I'd better take a look around. This whole business was starting to wear a little thin. Man, I hadn't been this nervous since I graduated the academy 17 years ago. I wondered why this thing had the cops so clammy. Just isn't like Murph to be such a contrary jackass. And what the hell did Friday have to do with this? Well, I'd have to deal with her in the morning. At least the rain finally let up. Oh, great. What a time for Murph to show up. And no place to hide. The warehouse, good. I thank God that the alley was so dark. If I was fast enough, just maybe, I was surrounded. If the door wasn't locked, maybe I could just slip in there and get to the other end of the building before they could search the area. This just wasn't going the way I had planned. Now, I was thinking, if I could just get back to my flat and what's left of the Irish Dude, I'd promise to forget about this whole mess until the morning and...
For he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, which nobody can deny.
Friday. You did this? Now, I thought it was supposed to be the girl Friday that got the detective out of trouble.
Congratulations, buddy.
Murphy. How on earth did she talk you into this?
Well, when she figured you were losing interest in the case after what happened in the alley the other night, she figured a little friendly persuasion was in order.
And you figured the best way to get me to stay in it was to tell me to drop it.
Works with you every time.
Been had by my own best. Hold it. What about that guy in the alley?
Boss?
Well, did he really have to knock me out? My neck is still sore. Well, at least the money's not gone, right?
He wasn't part of the plan.
You mean to tell me that some lowlife is out there having a good time with my birthday present? All for the sake of this wonderful party.
I guess. Hey, there's plenty of Irish whiskey here. Here's to new beginnings.
Where did you get the money anyway?
Turns out that I'm better at collection than you are at making notes.
Well, what about my gun? Wait a minute. What about the Isidore Fink killing? That Donnie looked pretty dead to me.
Kid's a pretty good actor.
I'll see. Well, I guess if something looks like it couldn't happen, then it probably didn't. And I suppose Mrs. Persky?
She's a friend from my acting class.
You're what?
You're not the only one that takes classes at night. Convincing you that she was Betty Persky and getting you to chase around the bracelet was all part of her exam for class.
But she was in the Persky condo.
She's a part-time housekeeper. The Perskys are one of her clients, while the cat's away.
And I suppose you were acting at the restaurant.
What was that?
What are you doing here?
I need to make some money. People don't tip well at the restaurant anymore.
And I suppose Sadie was acting too.
Who's Sadie?
The supposedly homeless woman who told me that she had some information about Ray that I might want.
Is that the one they found over on King East?
Yeah, I called it in.
She was very dead. What information?
I guess I'll never know.
Birthday, Philip! I brought pastizzi pizzelle, your favorite. It's there in the kitchen, so make sure you get some before it's all done.
Thanks, Mama Rose. I'll get some.
Nobody needs to be alone. Look around you. There's a lot of people here for you. And now that you remember where I live, I'll see you more often.
Sure thing.
Is that Councilman Black?
And I suppose Alfie's here because he thinks I'm such a wonderful human being.
Nah, he owed me a favor. I called it in.
So why did I have to go to Mama Rose's house?
One of her bread clients owns this place. She baked a key into a loaf for me.
You couldn't have just gone over?
The Ridge is way out of town.
Hi, Alfie. Do I still owe you?
I'm sure you do. You can start by telling me who that beautiful lady is there.
You know what? I don't know who she is. I'm not sure about anything anymore. Just try calling her Betty.
Never mind. I'll figure it out myself. Thanks for the information yesterday.
Yeah, no charge. Hey, wait, was that part of the... Why'd you have me followed when I left the 147 the other day?
I didn't have you followed.
What about my gun?
Sorry, pal. Gotta go. Apparently, Senator Dumfries didn't show up to the ribbon cutting. His regular driver didn't pick him up from Mama Rose's.
Well, how do you know?
The body for the real driver was identified by the limo service. It wasn't easy. He'd been swimming with the fishies for at least 24 hours.
My gun.
Boss, shut up and have a drink.
Alright, well... Thanks. I think. Maybe a soft drink.
Sunshine and little rain, take me through my cloudy day. Often they come my way, always an inviting stay. Clear up my sky from gray to blue in the morning with thoughts about you. Sunshine and little rain.
Well, there you are, there you have it, there it is. My first big case in weeks turns out to be one of the smoothest scams I ever saw. And all I have to show for it is another hangover. And a not inconsiderable amount of embarrassment. I still don't have anything more than just the rent money, and I still hate surprise birthday parties. What a week. I gotta find a new line of work. I guess it wasn't all bad. Friday suddenly becomes this master strategist who talks everyone into helping in her plot for my surprise. That kid sure has come a long way. And good old Murphy turned out to be the friend I always thought he was. Though I saw a side of him, it still makes me wonder if I really know what's going on with him. Poor Sadie. Seems that knowledge was not power for her. We need to talk about Grace, although I'm not sure what to say or even what I think. She was a friend when I needed one the most, but I think she may want something more. Not even sure how I feel about that even now. 10 years is a long time, but the pain is as powerful as it ever was. I'm still no closer to finding out who had you killed. I'm sorry that I lost focus, but I had to take care of Friday, or at least I thought I did. I swear to you that I will solve the most important case in my life. Meanwhile, you continue to be the light of my life even though you're still gone. Nobody's perfect. Next week, darling.
Sunshine and little rain, take me through my cloudy day. Often they come my way, always end inviting stay. Clear up my sky from gray to blue. In the morning with thoughts about you. Sunshine and little rays, needs a warm feeling on my face. Often they come my way, always in a colorful day.
Oh, we're starting here.
Starting here?
This is over
Oh,
here
yeah.
already.
Oh, and hang on. Whoa.
Oh, look at that. Details.
You seeing it, boys?
Yeah, boom. I was pretty good. Don't worry, I'll be off you by then. That's good.
Cover photo of the whole movie is just.
Best two shot. Sorry, no, sorry. C56. Nick Kidd, take two shot. Mark, good. And standing by.
I'm calling my agent.
Sorry. And we got the look we want.
Okay.
That's all right.
Oh, Jesus, Murphy, Moses, Christmas. Drop the mic. Knock the mic.
I got them from a street vendor.
Customer?
The flowers.
Sunshine
Not the customer.
Okay, well, send them in.
He's a sheep.
What do I care? Send her in. Hey, did you make it to the coffee shop?
Yes.
Oh, good. Did you,
Very busy.
So is her place.
Shoot. Sorry. Can we do what we do?
Yeah.
Thank you.
That'll be all Friday.